Hey there, boaters. I'm Captain Stacy Hanrahan, and this is The Boaters TV. First in smooth sailing, there is safety in numbers in our blue water sailing segment. If you want to cruise your own boat to the Caribbean but don't want to do it alone, don't worry, you're not alone. Every year, up to 75 boats sail south together in the Caribbean 1500 Cruising Rally. Blue Water Sailing's Jen Brett tells us how the event has helped hundreds make the voyage. Not only does the rally help you plan and prepare for the trip, but it also sees you safely to the finish line. The starting line is Hampton, Virginia, and the finish line is Tortola in the BVI's. This year's rally begins this Sunday. You can choose to participate in the non-competitive cruising class, the competitive rally class, or the IRC Performance Division. Before departing, participants can attend weather briefings, Gulf Stream analysis, a landfall review, and a woman's roundtable. There are also a number of workshops covering, among other things, offshore fishing techniques, diesel engine troubleshooting, and distress signals. Another benefit of the rally is that event staff can help you find volunteer crew members if you happen to be shorthanded. So as you can see, the more the merrier in the Caribbean 1500. To read more about it, go to www.bwsailing.com. Next, we'll see what's splashing around in nautical news. Well, it's that time of year again. No, I'm not talking about election time. I'm talking about pumpkin regatta time. Over the last month, pumpkin boat races have been held in states all across the country, including New Hampshire, Vermont, Oregon, Ohio, and Wisconsin. Now don't worry, my fellow Americans, we're not the only weird ones. People race giant pumpkins in Canada and the UK too. Contestants hollow out enormous pumpkins that weigh anywhere between 500 and 1,000 pounds, then race them down rivers and around lakes. And just to be sure they have your attention, the participants often dress up in silly, albeit creative, costumes. Most pumpkin regattas are held not just for fun, but to raise money for local charities. And recently, a Wisconsin man didn't need an official race to go pumpkin kayaking for charity. J.R. Hildebrandt traveled 150 miles by gourd in 8 days to raise money to send kids with special needs on memorable vacations. Now it's time to answer yesterday's Rules of the Road question. The question was, both international and inland. Which statement is true concerning two sailing vessels? A sailing vessel with the wind forward of the beam on her port side shall keep out of the way of a sailing vessel with the wind forward of the beam on the starboard side. B, when both vessels have the wind on the same side, the vessel to leeward shall keep out of the way. C, a sail vessel with the wind abaft of the beam must keep out of the way of a vessel sailing into the wind. Or D, none of the above. And the answer is A, a sailing vessel with the wind forward of the beam on her port side shall keep out of the way of a sailing vessel with the wind forward of the beam on the starboard side. This is laid out in Rule 12, which explains the conduct of sailing vessels in sight of one another. So that's the rule for sailboats with the wind on different sides. But when both have the wind on the same side, the vessel which is to windward shall keep out of the way of the vessel which is to leeward. In just a moment, we'll have today's Rules of the Road question for you. Tune in Monday for the answer. For TBTV, I'm Captain Stacy. Happy Halloween, everyone!